Hey everyone, it's VM Campos Magic Fan. How are you doing? Hello to everyone currently live on the stream, and hello to everyone watching the video later. So what we're going to do tonight is play some Magic, craft some decks, do some gameplay, and other shenanigans. We got a crack a pack to do and other fun stuff. So that's why you've got to be here live on Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific time. So let's check our cameras, how they're working at the moment. Full screen camera looks good. Actually, I didn't even have to tweak it. I'm always updating it, but this time it seems just fine. Our web browser cam. Let's see, what does our web browser cam look like? Here we go, web browser, in case we need to get online for stuff. Card cam needs to be tweaked a little bit. Let's see, something like this, I suppose. I think that will work. Something like that. We can probably bring it lower like that. Watch out, here comes Boo! As well as Jared Carthalion. Hey there, Stevie, how are you doing? I'm just setting up my cams at the moment. We got a crack a pack to do later on. Plus, we can talk about some of the vintage Magic comic books from back in the day. Let's see what else. So then our game cam over here looks good. And I think the amazing cam needs to be tweaked a little bit. Change that like there maybe. And maybe tweak the color just a little bit. Glad to hear it. Thanks for your update on the Discords and the like. So I hope that turns out great. And it will be in an in-person game soon enough. Let's see. Okay, so I think my cams look good. Yeah, won't have to worry about it for quite a while. Get those procedures out of the way. Ooh, if we play a white or red deck, we can get up to 750 gold. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, let's play here. Will help me decide over here. Should I play my mono white vampire deck, my mono white equipment deck, or my mono white adventure deck? Actually, I got a lot of mono white decks. Mono white Oketra, mono white adventure, mono white equipment, mono white vampires, or mono white tokens. So which one of those should I get? Should I load up to start off with? Maybe we can do a bunch of them at the moment, but maybe for the moment we can work on that. And wouldn't you know it, I'm getting texted from a text message over here. Longer lifespan. Oh, very good. Technology definitely improves. Let me check, what is this text over here? All right, I need to pause over here to just answer something. I'm going to mute myself for just a quick moment. All right, so hopefully that, I just needed to answer a quick text message there. Okay, let's play this mono white Oketra deck over here. It's a bunch of little white creatures with big, scarier creatures. And we'll see how that goes. I kind of want to go into my various decks and kind of change up a little bit the sleeves and such, just to jazz things up. All right, so we got a turn one Anointed Chorister. We have plenty of removal. A little bit of card draw right there. What else? Removal card draw, no mana ramp. So they just did an update to Arena on Wednesday. They added new cards. They also changed the interfaces a little bit here and there. For example, it's very minor, but now you see it also shows the name of the color of the deck. When you're about to play against someone, it shows the colors on the below the name, and then now also here it shows the name. It shows the color next to the name. So I've noticed a couple of little minor tweaks. Not too many interesting things seemed to be updated cosmetically. I haven't delved into it too deeply, and when I took a quick look at the update article, it didn't really seem to mention it much. Now, obviously, some of the big changes that people want aren't even addressed, aren't even on the roadmap and so forth, so that's pretty annoying. There's like no spectator mode set up, there's no 4-player mode set up. And then the opponent somehow did nothing. Okay. Looks like the opponent's system crashed or something. That's weird. I bet it got disconnected, and then they're frantically trying to log back on, and then maybe at the last minute they'll log back on. They already missed a land drop. There's a blue mana open. That's probably an opt. People always have an opt ready to go. Sometimes a consider, but it's always an opt. So Stevie, did you get a chance to see my last video where Evil Mage appears and makes a cameo appearance and talks about a deck? It's of course a mono black. It's a mono black deck. Wasn't a guest host. He was a very special guest. Yeah, the opponent's definitely crashed or something, so I guess we get a free win over here. What's my win rate on this deck anyway? Let's see if I can get to it before it ends so I can see. So don't tell me I accidentally put that deck in the trash, or is it not updating it? You know, why is the Oketra deck not loading up here in stats tracker? Weird. And just confirm that it's all working. Let me just confirm that my stats tracker is tracking stats. All right, so let's see from here, moving forward. Hey there, Superhero 60. Thanks for joining. Trying to get today's gold. We can earn up to 750 gold by playing a mono white deck, and I got plenty of those. I should count them at the moment. I'm always talking about that I'm so into black and black focus decks. And here, if I look at my collection, I've got so many mono white decks. Okay, so the opponent goes first, but I've got a bunch of removal. It's way too much removal. But let's see. Plus, they're also playing Karuga. No one plays Karuga. What does this do again? So it's cards that have at least a value of 3, so we'll have a little bit of time. And then when it enters, draw a card for each other permanent. Okay. So starting on turn 3 or 4, they'll start to play things. And then eventually try to get Karuga on board. I'm also doing nothing until turn 3, but I've got a turn 2 play right there. Yep, so they're putting all of the colors out. Here we go. Turn 3, what are they putting out? Crystal. Okay, so they can probably bring out their commander next turn. Let's see if they get greedy already. Nope, still building. Okay, what if we mess with them like this now? Let's bring out our own commander. They missed a land drop, but they put out a... mana rock. You have all the mana for their commander. You have Golos, that's annoying. You're gonna go get World Tree. Everyone that plays Golos gets World Tree, so... Oh, didn't get World Tree. That is fascinating. Okay, no problem. I guess they were just very interested in getting all of their possible land colors. Set up a Doomscar. I can pay 5 mana and give all of my things. So we got a Shield Dread. That's annoying. So we'll remove that. We'll... Oops, okay, we got one of those. No blocks. Guess we'll do one of these. Yep, so the opponent is definitely all of the colors of the rainbow. Okay, that's bad news. Alright, so they'll attack with an 8/8 or maybe hold it back, that's fine. Okay, that's pretty devastating, so no way to come back from that. Well, if you have all of the mana and all of the colors, you play that card, you win the game. We got some pretty cool art back there, although it's extremely weird. There's some, like, Leonins flying on top of Toucan Sam or something. I wonder what art that is from. They do a bad job of kind of like naming what the art is sometimes. So it would have been cool to see what art that was so I can look it up. Luminarch Aspirant, the card's so powerful they had to weaken it. Getting that +1 counter was very powerful. But now it happens at the end of the turn instead of at the beginning of the turn. Alright, so they'll have Kodama next turn. Not yet, okay.
Mowu's bark is much cuter than his bite. Share in my strength.
Okay, so guess this will be fine over here.
Let's get out of here, Mowu.
So this beetle art looks pretty cool. It looks like one of the beetles from real life that you kind of see in the area sometimes. Double life gain, and suddenly that's a 5/4. How does that happen? So they're playing mono green, and they could probably bring out a, what's that big, Kogla. They could bring out Kogla or Questing Beast or something, but got a lot of advantage at the moment. Okay, they're gonna do, yeah, they're gonna probably do Kogla right here. They're gonna hit, oh, one of those, not a big deal. That doesn't have an ETB, oops, and then 4 more off of that. And then one of those, okay. Pretty good. Plus another beetle, that gets even bigger. Okay. So the opponent definitely... Oh yeah, Gargos does that. Fine. So that Iron Scale Hydra is very good. But hopefully they tapped out and cast all their great stuff. Scavenging Ooze, not big deal at the moment. How long does it take a video to process? Yeah, it does take forever, definitely. Now, how are you processing it, actually? Meaning that you got it off of your camera, you made changes to it and something? Like, how do you mean specifically process? Well, if it says processing in HD, that might take a while, but you can still see your video. If you fully uploaded it, and it depends on your internet speed also, if you've uploaded it, that also takes a while to upload, and then eventually should be available. Alright, so they're gonna block with that Hydra. It will just get big. That's okay, I've got removal from it. And, Maybe that'll give them a false sense of security to attack. Doesn't look like they're getting anything good on their side, so it'll just be a standoff for a little while. Just have to be patient. Okay, we can do that actually. Yeah, let's just do that. Sometimes you just gotta reset everything. That comes in tapped, and then we can seal it away. That's double insult to injury. You'll still be able to resummon it easily, however. Seven mana. They've got plenty of mana to resummon Kodama. Probably put a bunch of mana. 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 mana in total. Okay. Sure. 2 mana left. Probably have that one. Oh, Reclamation. I guess they're gonna break my authority. Or that doesn't matter. I would rather keep the authority. Now they're gonna hit that. Sure. And then how about another one of these? They'll still be able to recast it. However, they're tapped out. At least the tapper didn't tap me wrong. I can go in with a little, just a tickle right here. I'm at 40 life. How did that happen? But then that little, see, you should have hit that. Reclamation Sage, you should have hit that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 9. Yep, they barely have enough. So one more removal, but I'm going to get Ketra on my side. And what does Kodama do? Reach and blah blah blah. Trample. Not impressive. Alright, so my turn. Put that to my hand. Cast that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we're back in the game. No, sure. Doesn't have anything special yet. And they settle. Okay, well, let's just go in for some attacks. If we're defenseless, maybe they'll attack. Should just block with your Sage. Double blocking, okay. They're probably going to do a giant growth or something. Interesting. Interesting again. That's unexpected. I guess they thought double blocking, they would be able to kill. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, now you need to pay 11 mana. Great Henge, okay. Hate that card. So tell me more about that improv show, the recording of it all and such. There we go. Let's see. Yep, they're gonna do that. Tap that. No blocking. I guess they really want to hold on to... I guess not. They will trade right there. 6 damage. I'll lose my poor little Guardian Idol. If you look at the art for the original Guardian Idol, it looks like a really tough artifact creature, and then on the current Guardian Idol, he's kind of little and cute. All right, you get Kodama back, sure. Draw a card off of that. Get a counter off of that. 5 mana. Cultivate. Just this opponent is just completely flailing. I have a 59% win rate on Oketra at the moment. Holding back on attacks. Ugh, fine. So it gains them back to life. And they're done. Okay, great. We were both not getting very good draws or whatever, so that's that. %61% win rate. Miriam Sentinel Worm. Okay, so here's one of the new commanders. Flying Ward 2, that's annoying. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a token copy, except the token isn't legendary if that dragon is legendary. So it's a dragon-focused deck. Okay. And Ward 2 is very good. Vega from my bird deck has Ward 2, and that's pretty powerful. So let's see if we can outrace them. Come on, turn 3, play. Ugh, not you, I mean me. Those Titans were very interesting. Pretty powerful. Okay, here we go. Got some...
I protect those who cannot protect themselves. I am proud of those who walk beside me.
Got some... Got an Ajani. Strength of the Pride. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. They should probably have 6 mana by now. If there's their 6 mana, but they're doing a Thrakus. What is this? Whenever attacks double the power of each dragon. Okay, that's annoying. Let's just get rid of it.
Find your inner strength.
Uro is not a dragon, so opponent, you're not dragon peasant. So you're not... Ooh, what is that? Jade Org of Dragonkind. Add green whenever you spend this mana to cast a dragon. It enters battlefield with a +1 and gains hexproof. Ugh, okay. Fine.
We thrive when we support one another.
So that's pretty cool, pretty powerful. It gives it hexproof for 1 turn if you use that to cast dragon spells. Pretty cool. Now I'm not at the stage to make angels yet. Should be able to next turn. Got some cool art on that. Hey there, Mark. I think the VMC crew is pretty good at the moment. We're playing this mono white deck, and the opponent is playing with some of the new cards. They've got some cool dragon, Miriam, Sentinel Worm. It's all about dragons. And they're decked out with all of the new dragon cards. We may have to steal their deck. Seems pretty cool. Although they have Uro, which is not a dragon. So that's a fail. But now they have the big baddie. That's a 7/7 with Ward 2 and a freaking Great Henge. No! Alright, we need to get rid of that Great Henge right away. Let's get rid of that Great Henge right away. Oh, we can do it more affordably. Well, let's spend the mana on this one. They have 2 mana open. Hopefully they don't do Tamiyo's safekeeping or something. And they don't think that I'm going to hit their Miriam. We're going to gain a little life off of that. And yeah, get out of here, Great Henge. Alright, so we can start to make... Actually, let's make a flyer over here. Gain some life over here. Actually, we can do it now. We have hexproof, but this does stuff besides hexproof. Ah man, what happened here? Let's read our own card. If you have at least 15 more life than your starting life total. I guess math wasn't our friend. Whoops. Alright, well, we'll give it a shot next time. Yeah, that was a big math fail right there. Because I got confused. Okay, speaker, if I have 7 more than my starting life, then I can make angels. But I need to have 15 more for Ajani to do the exile. So 25 plus 15 is 40. And then 7 plus 25 is 32. So whoops. Next turn, if I can make it. That's also not a dragon opponent. That's got a hex proof of 2, but I've got a blocker for Ajani, no problem. And then they're done. Okay, that was interesting. I don't know, I guess they thought... Yeah, I have no idea what they thought. Their deck was working well, but then they lost their will to live. I don't know, that's my deck has that. My decks have that on my opponents. Okay, let me take a quick break. Let me refill my drink here. We're moving towards the gold. We've got to crack a pack and other things to do. We got to check out that deck that Evil Mage presented. So I'll be back in just a moment. All right, we're back. There's just a quick break. Let's keep going with the gold digging. Probably do the crack-a-pack after that. And then other things. So how's everyone doing today? Do you have a good week, productive week? Hey, it's the exact same Miriam deck, but a different opponent, I guess. I don't remember what the previous opponent's name was. But since Streets of New Capenna came out, I've seen people play the Jetmir deck a lot. I could look through my stats and see that I play against that deck almost every time. And now I'm starting to see a few of these Miriam decks. So maybe that's the new meta. And there's the Jade Dragon Orb. Alright, so next turn. Atsushi, pretty good. Alright, here's something we can do. There are 5/5 in the air. We can changeling. Changelings or a mistake. That's not a dragon. Sorry, opponent. Got a lot of power on my side over here. Next turn I'd be able to do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Next turn I can do 18 damage if they don't block. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, I can do... And then they scryed. Like, they played their scry land. And then, like, what's coming next? And they're like, never mind. And then they're gone. Because, yeah, I built up a lot of power on my side very quickly. Especially these zombies right here. Oh, and I accidentally didn't attack with one of the zombies that I could have attacked with, and it had vigilance. Oops, little mistake there, but that's okay. That still overwhelmed the opponent. And so far that deck now has a 65% win rate, 13-7, and I'm just about very close to get the gold. While we start the next game, let me give a shout out to a recent subscriber, Nicholas Hansen. Shout out for the recent subscription. Now these are just public subs. Not everyone is public. So if you want to get a shout out on the stream, you've got to be a public subscription. Okay, we got a Falco. Got a turn 1 there. Turn 1 blue, but they didn't play a Ruin Crab. Alright, turn 2 Ornithopter. Then I'm already at Gideon. Uh-oh. Probably gonna have a flash creature. Or an opt. Okay. Huh. Still pause for priority, but didn't do anything. They're probably also going to pass priority with 3 blue mana open. That's annoying. No, they're gonna use it up. Okay, that's fine. Let's get out a
I will
Gideon.
defend the weak at every opportunity. Share in my light.
Guess I'll bring out the Charmed Stray so I can have a blocker to defend Gideon. Sorry, little kitty. You're gonna have to take the damage. 3 blue mana equals a cancel. And other such related ones like Saw It Coming, Didn't Say Please. There's a whole bunch of 3-mana ones that are better than Cancel. Like Didn't Say Please, I believe that's the one that counters the spell and mills the opponent for 3 or so. Saw It Coming is the one that you can pay 2 mana to put it into Foretell and then later play it for only 2 mana. So, alright, so what is the opponent going to do here? Now that has a shield counter. Okay, shield counters are nice, but they don't deal with that. And the opponent kept it there. So, okay, they have a removal spell, which is fine. And then they're like, never mind. I guess either they kept their commander under my exile and were going to destroy that exile enchantment, or they didn't properly read things and then they accidentally kept it there. Now there's no way for them to get it back or something. And then maybe I'm building too much of a board presence here and they thought that's too much. So that's that. Okay, we got our gold, XP, and the reward. Soul Cipher board. That's Magic's version of the Ouija board. Tell me in the chat, have any of you ever played with a Ouija board? Or were you rightfully so afraid to deal with the dark forces found in that game played by children? So Soul Cipher board enters the battlefield with 3 omen counters on it. Pay 2 mana, tap it. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them to your graveyard, also known as Surveil. They haven't used the keyword Surveil since Guilds of Ravnica came out 4 years ago. Put one of them into your graveyard. Whenever a creature card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, remove an omen counter from this. Then if there's no omens, transform it. Transforms, it becomes a 3/2 spirit. Can only block creatures with flying. Pay 4 mana, draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card. So, interesting effect. You play with the Ouija board, you summon spirits. The spirit will draw you cards and such. Alright, so let's play the deck that I showed off on that new video. Is a variation of one that I've played before, but maybe making it even better and better. Plus, what I also did on that new video, I made some changes to it in terms of, here's how you can fully customize this now. So I've got a, here it is. I've got the Liliana sleeve. I have the Black Lotus pet, and I have the Liliana avatar to make it all perfectly mono black. And here's a bug that they haven't fixed yet. For some reason, this says options A, B, C, which have no meaning at all. Like, what is this? I noticed that when you get to this screen, depending on different ways, that becomes option A, B, C for some reason. So watch this. If you... what that's supposed to look like, if you enter the screen in a different way, this way, it says right there what's the format of this deck. So because I went through that screen in a different sort of way, that got confused, and it's at option A, B, C. And then now the going in the correct way, it shows the format. Now what I wish that they would have somewhere to explain what is even the meaning of some of these formats. Limited rebalanced, what does that mean? Is that another term for alchemy? Because why are they giving it yet another name? Limited, friendly brawl rebalanced, friendly brawl, direct game rebalanced, direct game, traditional standard, traditional historic, traditional explorer, traditional alchemy, historic brawl, brawl, standard, historic, explorer, and alchemy. So don't try to trick us, Wizards of the Coast, that you're just setting it up to be alphabetical. They put alchemy at the top, but then, okay, we have A, E, H, S, B, H, so don't try to trick us. Wizards, you're trying to really push alchemy. Hey there, Gabe, how are you doing? No wins this time on Fortnite. Now, can you still do some cool dances even if you don't win first place? That's the main reason for playing Fortnite, right? You can do a cool dance. Well, I saw your video of Yosemite, the 25-minute long one. It was very cool. I like the style of it and the sort of pastiche that you have in your video. I left a comment there actually. I don't know if you read it. About the video. You can only dance if you win because you've earned it. So Prosper Tomebound. What is going on here? Look at that dragon. So extravagant. If only Wizards, however, spent their time programming better parts of the game instead of a cute dragon animation like that. You can dance during gameplay. Uh-oh. So let's see here. I should actually play my I shouldn't be greedy. Let's put our mana out. But is this the famous Prosper? Because I know that someone in the live play group was saying they're trying to build a Prosper deck. Is this the only Prosper that exists? All right, so we have Prosper Tomebound, and then we've got Cursebound, which it's one of those stupid alchemy cards that let you go tutor one of the 15 possible cards, and then I missed a land drop. So, this is dumb. But it lets me do two things, get a land, and then Thoughtseize them. What do we have here? Lots of good stuff. We got Rankle, Judith, all of this is very good. I guess Rankle is the worst. What happened to the volume? Can you all hear my volume, or what happened to the sound here? I don't know. And then I missed another land drop. Okay. Well, let's see if this draws us a card. There's a land. Okay. So then after that, Arcane Signet, that is a sorcery. That is an instant. Let's see here. Yeah, something happened to my volume. I might have to exit Arena and then restart it. Alright, so what stupid card do they go get for free out of this overpowered alchemy junk? How can I see it? So they can either get a Witch's Cauldron, a Witch's Vengeance, a Witch's Oven, a Witch's Cottage, a Witch's Familiar, a Curse of the Witches, a Cauldron Familiar, a Black Cat, a Sorcerer's Broom. So it's kind of cool on topic, but it's too overpowered. Missing another land drop, so I've been having to really scrap for lands this game. 4 and 5. If I can get my final 6th mana over here, we'll be okay. So what did the opponent get? Something with Death. Oh, Basilisk Collar. They finally put Basilisk Collar on Arena. Wow. That's pretty cool. Okay, still missing stuff. So okay, let's go tutor for something. I'm sure we'll get a land, so we'll just get a Bolas' Citadel over here. I'm sure we're gonna get a land. Yeah, Basilisk Collar. I wanted that one to get on Arena. Oh man, I wanted to get that one on Arena, so it's finally on Arena. Death Touch on an 8/8, sure. And you use up your treasure. Okay, that's a thing you can do. Oh, it's Death Touch. Wait, is it Death Touch and Lifelink? Creature has Death Touch and Life. Yeah, Basilisk Collar. It's even better than I thought. Basilisk Collar in real life, I think, is somewhat pricey because they haven't printed it in a little while. Yeah, the original printing is $3, so... And still no 6th land. Okay, no problem. Let's, guess we'll play efficiently like that. And then you get to reveal your hand one more time, opponent. I'm down to 6 life. How did that happen? Let's get rid of that freaking beetle right there. That Blood Chief can destroy a planeswalker. So let's bring out... I can't really use Bolas' Citadel yet. Horde Robber... Oh, that's how I'm losing life. Down to 3. So what do we do next? We're 2 turns away from death, and then another freaking troll. How did they get that troll back? Oh, well. Yeah, how did they get that troll back? Don't tell me they used some... Yeah, how did they get that troll back? Didn't they exile it? No, they sacrificed it and put it in the graveyard. But then how did they bring it back? Can anyone explain to me? When this deals combat damage, create a treasure. That didn't happen. Basilisk Collar does nothing. Arcane Signet does nothing. Did one of their lands bring it back? What did I miss? Because I played Liliana's Triumph. They sacrificed their troll. It went to the graveyard. Did they play some... What did they play here? Light Beetle doesn't bring anything back. Yep, that's an Ulamog. Never got a chance to cast it. I was just missing way too much land. But they did something. Oh, that's it. Takenuma. They paid 4. They discarded this. They milled 3 cards. Then return a creature from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, I should have exiled it. Yeah, let me exit Arena. It seems to be weird because no one's answered me, but is the volume okay? I don't think I'm hearing any volume coming out of Arena. So let me just restart it for a moment. That's a bad sign. If I don't hear any sound. And no one answered in the chat when I asked. So I'm assuming it didn't... Yeah, and then we have Tasha. This is some amazing art. That's Tasha. I don't remember her full name. Let's see what her full name is over here. While this takes forever to load up. So we have a brand new witch. There's Tasha's Hideous Laughter, but that spell that appeared right there, Tasha the Witch Queen. Okay, so there's 2 versions of it. This is one of the things that, you know, we want to be positive and all of that, but I think this is some of the things that Wizards is just not going on the right track. There's 2 versions of this card. There's Tasha the Witch Queen, which is the you can get this card in packs, and so she's a 5-mana planeswalker, etc. There's a version on Arena that is very different. It's 4 mana instead of 5. It's known as Tasha Unholy Archmage instead of Tasha the Witch Queen. The abilities are also completely different. The paper version, whenever you cast a spell you don't own, create a 3/3 black demon. +1, draw a card. -3, you may cast spells that you stole, and then this can be your commander. The Arena version of it, very different. Until your next turn, whenever a creature attacks you or Tasha, put a -1 on that creature, so the creature automatically gets weakened. -2, target opponent puts a creature card of their choice from their graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. The creature gains Ward 2. So you steal their creature, it comes to your side, it gets Ward 2. -6, target opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal 3 creature cards. Put those cards into the battlefield under your control. That player puts the rest to the graveyard. So, I'm not... That's cool, but it's... I don't like that they're diverging so much. Yeah, the volume is good now, but when I was asking 10 minutes ago, that would have been a better time to answer. So, I don't know why they're diverging so much with Arena and Paper. There's so many of these, like this, Lae'zel Githyanki Warrior, and Lae'zel Blessed Warrior, and Lae'zel Wrathful Warrior, Lae'zel Primal Warrior. This is too digital, this is too different from Magic. Lulu, Forgetful Hierophant, Lulu, Vengeful Hierophant, Lulu, Wild Hierophant, Lulu, Inspiring Hierophant. All of these variations just feel too much like Hearthstone or other games. It doesn't feel like Magic, and I don't like that they're spending so much time and effort, resources and money and programming and time and all of that to just do these variations that the community kind of has spoken and they don't like. Alchemy and all of these various changes, and instead of using the resources. See, sometimes people say, well, if you don't like it, just don't play with them. Yeah, but the problem is that Wizards spent this time, this money, this resources, these programmers to program these things that most people are not going to be interested in, instead of taking that time and effort and programming and money and everything to add features that the community wants, like 4-player mode and spectator mode, and improving the matchmaking algorithm and all of that stuff. So it's not just that, well, if you don't like it, don't play it. Yes, that's the cop-out answer. What I don't like is that it is diverting resources to other parts of the game. So, rant over. Uh-oh, that's a very good, annoying commander. Usually I'm never this aggressive for mulliganing, but that card definitely goes infinite quickly. See, turn 2 already, but that's why right away here I should have probably kept the other removal spell. Uh-oh, Mirror Shield. Lots of equipments. But got my Liliana next turn. So they probably will think, well, I'll summon and then equip. They should have enough mana to summon it and equip it. So, oh well, opponent.
You really want to fight me? Sorry, you don't make the grade.
Minimus. All right. I'll probably have some other ones as well. Some other removals, which is okay. Yep, they had that hold for ransom.
Under
there's...
my tutelage, even you can master death.
So that's that Liliana deck that, yeah, she costs 6 whole mana, but you see there I ramped quickly and I also mulliganed very aggressively. I don't like to mulligan that hard, but that's a very annoying deck to play against. It really, really goes over the top very quickly. So mulliganed into a bunch of removal, and even when they removed it, I was able to resummon it very quickly and then get it back on the board, and we're on our way. Okay, they've got Xander, and they get to go first, so that'll be annoying. But Agonizing Remorse hopefully will help me curtail their little cyber raccoon. We can pet it, and then it gets all... glitchy. Ornithopter to ramp. Uh-oh, we got a Liliana. So let's get rid of Jacob. It's a race to Liliana, so... probably play their Soul Guide Lantern. Exile my thing, maybe draw a card off of it. I'm gonna hold them back with Feed the Swarm. I'll have Feed the Serpent. They don't have any Planeswalker removal at the moment. I'm playing very slowly. However, Brainstorm. So Gabe, what software or apps do you use to do your videos? And I bet you had a lot of footage, so it must have taken a while to... Uh-oh. Passing with a full mana, eh? So it must have taken a while to get all your footage down to some reasonable things. Premiere Pro, okay. I use Premiere Elements, which is like the junior version, and they have enough mana now for Xander, so I'm going to need to discard 2 cards. I guess Ulamog and a land. The U71 took a while, I bet. Alright, so they have card advantage at the moment. I'm missing land drops. They have mana advantage. They're a slow player. Okay.
Your corpse will make an excellent minion. Oh, defeat. What a drag.
Three, 4, 5, 6. They missed a land drop last turn. Scarab God, that's annoying. It's not even on topic with Xander. Let's see if this isn't a counter spell. I guess you shouldn't even worry to counterspell it because they'll just get it back. Haven't utilized all the features. Yeah, I'm using Premiere Elements, which is the junior version, which is another freaking land drop missing. Yeah, let's just move on. Missing too many land drops over here. Falling behind. They're about to get their last mana and then resummon their commander, and then we're way behind. Got a subscription to Adobe. There's lots and lots of programs. You could be learning them for a long time. Olivia, I forget that she has haste. So let's be careful there. They're probably going to load up a bunch of stuff in the graveyard. So I tried to, well, they've got enough mana for Olivia now, so I can't even do my deck where it's all about discarding because she'll just get it back. Yosemite. Yosemite. You probably heard that from a Bugs Bunny cartoon because he or Yosemite Sam. Yeah, did Yosemite Sam, Bugs Bunny. Didn't Looney Tunes and stuff reach New Zealand? Because Bugs Bunny was battling Yosemite Sam, right? So that's one way to learn it there. Now that's the common way to say it, definitely. But since I'm sure it comes from indigenous people's language, it probably is more like no, it probably is like Yosemite, probably something like that. I don't claim to speak indigenous languages, but it's probably a little bit more like that. So Yosemite is definitely the just common American English pronunciation, but it probably has deeper, more correct pronunciations. All right, what are we doing here? So play that. Use Premiere Rush to convey. Oh, okay. That's one of the newer apps that I've seen that they've added, but then I haven't seen what it actually does. It's like, yo, where is that might? So it seems that Premiere Rush is to prepare your videos quickly for social media and stuff. Three mana on that. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's hold off over here to give the opponent a false sense of security. Ooh, and then let's do that actually. So they're gonna have enough mana to summon their... Okay, lots of stuff there. Let's get rid of Kodama. That Roiling Regrowth. So here's what they want to do. They're gonna cast Phylath, and then they want to do a whole bunch of creatures. They're gonna create a whole bunch of little plants and then maybe play a land and make it big, but then Shadow's Verdict will just completely decimate them. So let's see, watch this. That's exactly what will happen. No land drop. Okay, that's fine. Let's just destroy the opponent. Destroy their will to live. Oh, snap. Like that. Ah, poor Phylath. No plants to tender. Probably the same for us trying to pronounce the name. Maroi. Maori? Is that correct? Maori or Maroi? Well, I try to pronounce it a lot of times with a lot of non-English languages. I feel that if you can kind of, for me, pronounce them in a way a bit in somewhat Spanish, it kind of gets close to those other pronunciations, because a lot of the vowels in many languages, non-English languages, kind of come together. All right, well, yeah, let's do this. Let's get stuff out of their hand. Down the house. Burn down. There's 5 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. That's gonna kill itself. So let's get that meteor swarm out of here. Next turn, I can Onyx, I suppose. Liliana. All right, so they really wanted to hold on to their lands, but now there's no plants. There's no plants, so that regrowth will do nothing. Guess we will Death Mage, get rid of their commander, but then they'll just be able to resummon it. Then we got the Shadow, but then I can exile everything with the Extinction event. Yeah, let's just start setting up the Liliana squad over here. We're gonna resummon. They have enough to resummon Phylath, and then they'll... I don't think they'll do burn down the house. I think they'll resummon Phylath. 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, they don't have enough to resummon it anyway. They might burn down the house. Who cares? Oh, Atsushi. Okay, they will do that instead. And what happens when that dies? They get treasures, right? Yeah. But what if instead it gets exiled? But I don't want to exile it. Sacrifice. That'll be a die. Fine, we'll do that. Oh, they probably want the treasures. Yeah, they're doing the treasures. Alright, next turn, they'll summon Phylath. Their greatest thing will be that they get a land. Let's see if that happens. They'll play... They'll play Phylath with all their treasures, drop a land, landfall to make their... Nope, they're going to do one of those instead. You may play lands from your graveyard. There's no lands in the graveyard at the moment. There's one. Okay, fine. So they can still do what they're trying to do. Guess what I'll do here is... Onyx. They'll burn down the house, kill both planeswalkers, but I can resummon Onyx.
Welcome to Witherbloom College, class. It was going to die eventually anyway.
Alright, so they're going to burn down the house. We'll see who cares. So they'll either burn down the house or play their commander. They should burn, yep. So we'll do the who cares.
I'm done here.
Can just resummon her, no problem. Well, you should have saved your land drop there, opponent.
Witherbloom is just as dark and musty as I remember.
Yeah, so the opponent got greedy. They should have kept that land in their hand.
Come on, there's gotta be something useful.
Because they would have had enough mana to play their Phylath, drop that land, make a big plant. I guess they still have one more in hand. Okay. No problem. No, I guess they're going to do something like destroy my own land and go get 2 lands. Or not. Okay. We can live with that. Alright, they're passing. We just have some loser plants. Okay,
Sorry, you don't make the grade.
then we'll get another Liliana.
My army will rise and shine.
Getting a little greedy here. Gonna draw a bunch of cards.
I'll find a use for you later.
What can we exile out of there? How about an Atsushi? Sure. If there was a crossover between Magic and Fortnite, that might be bizarre. Well, they're already doing a bunch of bizarre crossovers. There's going to be Street Fighter. There's going to be Street Fighter cards in Magic this year, I believe. Chun-Li is going to be there, and Ryu, and Guile. Who else is going to be there? I think Zangief, E Honda, all the big ones. There's been already the crossover with Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, so that's not... It's not at all bizarre. Uh-oh, here's where they're going to play their amazing land. Come on, no land, no land. You can see the Eye of the Storm coming into play. Meiji Chug Juice. I don't know what any of those terms mean, so I'll believe you. Alright, so here's how we're just going to ruin the opponent's life. We are going to...
Never thought I'd miss the library. Good help is easy to find in war.
Actually, that was a misplay. I should have created my zombie after I'm about to do this, because my zombie's going to get killed as well. Well, actually, everything gets killed. No problem, then. I forgot that Phylath also has an even casting cost. Well, in the meantime, let's draw more cards. So here's this power of this Liliana deck. Just eventually kind of steamrolls when I've got plenty of mana. Yeah, Magic is in a brand new direction now. They're doing all of these crossovers with all of these extra concepts. Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, Street Fighter. I don't even know, but maybe even Fortnite, but it's all a blur now. Just because they've done so many, or announced so many. There's Phylath again. Let's give the opponent one more of these. Yay, you did it. But not a land drop, so okay. No problem. Let's make some zombies. Draw some cards. So I have 11.
There has to be an answer here.
I have 11 mana. 3, 4, 5. Plus 6. Yeah, let's just do that. That's 3 plus 6. I think my math is correct. Let's go tutor for a board wipe. And the opponent, and then I'm going to also kill my own creature, but that draws me a card. And we'll get a Liliana back directly onto the battlefield. Yes. And then the opponent is done. And then the audio on Arena is going crazy again. The volume disappeared, didn't it? Now, actually tell me, everyone in the chat this time, is the volume, are you hearing anything right now in the game? I don't think I'm hearing anything. But anyway, the opponent rage quit because I paid 5 mana to go tutor, so no more demonic tutor prices. I paid 5 mana to go tutor something. I went to go get a 6 mana Wrath of God, which then also let me bring back a Planeswalker from my graveyard. And so now suddenly I've got 3 Lilianas on the battlefield. They have 12, I've got 21. And then, so that's what happened. Yeah, the volume goes up and down, so that's weird. But not so much that it is annoying, or just it's noticeably changes, but it doesn't like get so loud or whatever that it's distracting. And then this is, they just updated Arena on Wednesday, so I don't remember this bug happening before. So you can hear the cards being played, sure, but like what about these sparkles right now? I'm sure you heard them, I heard them too. But what about the music of the stage? Because here's how I've got my audio. I have like these sound effects low, the sparkles and all of those sounds. I have the ambient sound all the way up, which is supposed to be like the wind whistling and such. The Planeswalker voice is high up because I like it. The music is low because I can get very thunderous quickly. And then overall, that's all being changed. Now, how does that even change it? If I got that set to 22 master, but then music is set to 20, does that mean it's 22% of 20%? And if I put it up this high right here, did we get suddenly a big change in volume? I can hear much more of the ambient sound now. And if I put back to how I had it at about 20, the ambient sound goes way down. Yeah, bugs happen all the time, unfortunately. So is that a big difference there? I hear much more of the ambience. Too loud, right? If I put it up to 20, it's too much. I mean 100. So I've had it at massive change. Okay, yeah, sorry if I blew out people's eardrums or speakers, but I have it there at 20, and everything else is pretty low. The sound effects can get over the top quickly. The music can get over the top quickly. The voice is only from the Planeswalkers, which is relatively loud, but I don't know if it's too loud when the Planeswalkers talk. And then just random ambience. Maybe that's also too high. Just go to 75 or so. Play like that for a bit. So there's only one creature in this Liliana deck. It's an Eldrazi. It's Ulamog. Everything else, well, one of the Lilianas can make zombies. Well, 2 of them can make zombies. So there's no other creatures in the deck. And I think there's 5 Lilianas. I could still add maybe 1 or 2 more, but they're not exceed. There's that Jetmir deck I was saying earlier. People love that deck so much. And it is very annoying. But I get to go first, so, and I have 1 removal. So yeah, this Liliana deck is all about card draw, disruption, removal, ramp. Trying to get a bunch of Lilianas on the battlefield to destroy the opponent's will to live. Mind Tome, go blank, turn 2 mana dork, turn 2 token generator. I've seen some really vicious, there we go, turn token generator, just like I said. So I've seen people just go completely on ramp that completely on ramp that people play a creature on one or two creatures on two, one, two, or three creatures on three, and by the time Jetmir comes out on four, all the creatures have +2/+2 double strike, vigilance, trample, and all of that shenanigans. So that deck can definitely go over the top. As for myself, lagging behind a little bit, but force them to discard. I need to remember Tormod's Crypt is here in case they want to get something back out of the graveyard. At the beginning of your upkeep, deals 2 damage to you for each treasure. Okay, not so bad. Have that Annihilation. Weaken their hand a little bit. They'll summon Jetmir. Let's read that again. Creatures you control get +1 and vigilance as long as you control 3 or more creatures. So definitely next turn they're going to have 3 creatures. So that's going to be a 2/2 and a 2/1 and a 3/2 plus vigilance. Maybe they'll build up their board a little bit more, because if they have 6 creatures, they'll get another +1 and trample. And then if they have 9 creatures in total, they get +3, everything double strike, everything vigilance, and trample. So let's see. They'll probably play their Jetmir right away because they want to get greedy. And so I'll have to exile it right away. Instead they'll create a treasure. Okay. Well, they can probably create the treasure and their Jetmir. Nope, they'll do one of those. Okay, so they're definitely doing this ramp. If I don't get a board wipe, this is pretty much game over for me. Come on, board wipe. Yep. So that background picture right there is Wilson. We have a brand new legendary bear, Wilson. And there it is drinking from a little potion with Pinky out and everything. Just like a proper bear. Well, here's a new one. The Hourglass Coven. What is this? There's a brand new... legendary creature Hag Warlock. 3/3. 6 mana. 6 mana. When this enters the battlefield, draft a card from the Hourglass twice. Then put those cards into the battlefield. Other warlocks get +1. Okay, great. They're gonna get free. They're gonna get 2 free cards. Amazing. And those cards might be a Hag of Duress. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent discards a card. Hag of Ceaseless Torment. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 3 life unless they sacrifice or discard. At the beginning of your upkeep, 1 creature gets -2/-1, or create a skeleton, or each opponent mills 5. So that's definitely... So, yep, there's one of these brand new, and I don't even want to read all 9 possibilities. But basically what's going to happen is, once they summon that card, they're going to get 2 of these, and they all seem very powerful. So I guess if you've got... And here's a Thoughtseize. Nope. So it's these brand new Baldur's Gate cards are the new generation of sort of alchemy style cards, and as you saw there, they're all very powerful, and there they are ramping. So we'll ramp as well. That is quite the gentle bear, definitely. Yogi Bear, sure, but Yogi Bear was more focused on picnic baskets. And I guess what it found was a red potion of some sort. Gray salad? Is that, did I read that correctly? Where did that? Gray, oh no, gray slad. Funny. Alright, well, let's do this. Let's give the opponent a false sense of security. I would rather draw cards. Now, they're not going to do it, but if they turned their idol into a living creature, I could kill it and reduce their ramp. But actually, let's do this. Let's just go vicious. You get to discard 2 cards, opponent. Gray salad. Pay 2, you mill 4 cards. Pay 3, you summon a frog horror. That doesn't look like a frog at all. As long as there are 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard, Gray Salad has Menace and Death Touch. Ooh, a 4/1 Menace Death Touch. Pretty good. But you have to be all milled. So far there are 2 creatures. You forget you have a Phyrexian Altar. Not Phyrexian Altar, Phyrexian Tower. Good old Blast Zone. People don't play it like they used to. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana in total. 6 mana next turn. Alright, so they're going to do more of this. Well, you get that one time. They milled a mana rock. Alright, so they have enough mana to summon their coven. So what we will do is hold on to... We have enough mana for Onyx. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll be okay. Nothing will have haste. Nothing should have haste. I didn't read that whole novel of possible cards.
Under my tutelage, even you can master death.
Alright, Blood on the Snow will help when they summon all of those cards.
I never thought I'd miss the library.
Slow player is slow. So on their side of things, they've got their Warlock class. They already went to level 2 on that. They drew some cards. If they go to level 3 with 7 mana. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life they lost. Okay, so if they lost life, they lose more life. They have the Blast Zone, which can destroy each non-land permanent with a certain casting cost. Phyrexian Tower makes mana if you sacrifice things. Cool land on that. There's that land that comes to life, and I'm tapped out. Okay, so we'll be okay, probably. They have a cool sleeve. Alright, there we go. So they got the Hourglass. Let's see, what are they going to go? They're going to spend 10 hours to figure out which one they want. By now you should know which ones to get. Out of all those 9, they're all good, but which ones did they get? So they get 2 free cards. I have a board wipe. Haha, that's fun. So they got the, at the beginning of your upkeep, make skeletons, and they got at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent discards. Okay, now here's the problem. They have to return back, it has to return back to their back to their turn. They have 9 power on the battlefield. Great. And they're about to start to make skeletons and discard and blah, blah, blah when it goes back to their turn. As we can see here, this is a picture of, how does it go? Moments before disaster. No skeletons, no discard, no hags. Now, if they play one more mana, though, they'll be able to resummon it next turn. So... they left it in the graveyard. Okay, so that must mean they're going to have one of those bring a creature back directly from the graveyard to the battlefield. But I don't think that'll trigger. I don't think that'll trigger when... no, it will. When it enters the battlefield. Ugh. So they're going to play their... they're going to play their card that brings it back for free automatically out of the graveyard, and they will also get the free cards. So, yay, alchemy cards. So that's exactly what's going to happen. The final card in their hand is going to be... take a creature out of your graveyard directly to the battlefield. Then it'll trigger the hag, and she'll bring 2 of her squad, and we'll be right back where we started. So right now they can awaken that land over here and deal 2 damage or so, 4 damage or so. We'll see what they do. There it is, exactly. What did I say? What did I say exactly? Although they paid 5 mana for it, so okay. Let's see if they pick the exact same ones. That's the problem with, yeah, there's 9 possible creatures to choose from, but you're just going to choose the same ones over and over. Let's see if they choose the exact same ones. Make skeletons and make them discard. Make skeletons and make them discard. See? The illusion of choice. Anyways, let's clean up this board a bit. Oh, Bolas a Citadel. But I need to clean up this board. So, first of all, destroy your 4/4.
This is my favorite part. Watch the life essence fade.
Then... I doubt they have another bring back. Nope, okay. Then we'll exile the discard. And then I think what I'll do is I'll hold on to my Baleful Mastery. Yeah, I'll hold on to that Mastery. If they attack me with... because she's back to 6. If they attack me with that 2/2, who cares? If they awaken one of their... there you go, you get a skeleton. If they awaken their land or their mana rock, I'll take care of that instead. Tap land. Packed weapon. Okay, so here's one of these. Tap 3, seek a non-land card, activate only once. Now, here's where I would tell Wizards how to fix their game. Activate only once per game. So I think it's relevant enough that you understand only once ever per game, but it would probably be better if that said activate only once per game. Be a little bit more obvious. I don't think it's so bad. And it's one of these Platinum Angel effects. As long as this is attached, you can't lose the game for having 0 or less life. Whenever this attacks, draw cards and such. Sure. this point over here. Let's get rid of that. You don't need any more skeletons. You can sacrifice your own. Never mind. Alright, I'm gonna see about getting greedy next turn. Probably play the Citadel. Opponent, you have so many triggers on your side of the board.
Let's go digging.
Yeah, I'm gonna get greedy over here. Maybe I should have played a Liliana. Alright, let's keep that on top of the battlefield. Yeah, let's keep that on top. Removal spell. Hey, look at that, Fernando Flores. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Hopefully you enjoy the content. We got the witch again. Alright, so once again, we're going to get the exact same result here. They're going to go get the discard hag, and they're going to get the skeleton hag. And once again, I am asking you to join in a deadly alliance. Let's see if they'll change it up this time. This music is pretty epic. Alright, doesn't take that long to pick the exact same cards again. You can pick them as many times as you want. Discard, and now a scry. Okay, they changed it up, so still force me to discard, who cares? And then now scry 2. And I've got a removal spell off the top here. Land off the top. Probably attack my skeleton into a 1/1, who cares? All right. Yay, that finally worked for them. Okay. Let's take a quick look at their hand. Yeah, let's get rid of that reclamation. Play a land there. Let's do it. Destroy anything we want. Let's draw a card. Scry versus the original one. Yeah, you don't get that scry. Then we'll draw a card. Actually, let's first... Liliana over here. Yeah, let's Liliana over here. Vicious Rumor or Annihilate. Let's do a Rumor.
I have impeccable study habits.
Spare supply. I need a blocker. I guess we'll hold on here. We can awaken a blocker. We're going to need to use that... we're going to need to use the... Huh, all three to her. Okay. No problem. You should have equipped. Yeah, you should have equipped, but okay. And I think the sound has gone wonky again with Arena. Anyway, so got a little hit there. They left the hag in the graveyard. All I need is my graveyard removal. No equip on that. Deal some damage, who cares? Okay, so let's draw some cards. There's a removal spell there. Opponent. Liliana of the Dark Realms. Oh, there's my removal. Let me just remove that graveyard. I'm not sure if Liliana of the Dark Realms is in Arena, but I want to put that on my real life deck. Alright, let's clean out that graveyard. Because I'm sure they had another one. Bring everything back from the graveyard. They would have recast their hag again. Let's just get rid of that right away. What do we do next? Let's play... this opponent. I can't believe that by now they don't realize they have all of these triggers. And the graveyard goes whoosh. And they left their commander in the... is that the commander? No, that's the commander. Never mind. Anyway, let's do what we need to do. Opponent. By now I would have called a judge for slow play. Well, while the opponent is contemplating the meaning of passing priority, what was everyone's favorite thing that they ate this week? Let's do an Underworld Dreams right here. Then we'll Triumph. Sacrifice that, plus discard. Ooh, Agadima's Awakening. That was the one that was going to bring things back. But they're completely wrecked there. And how else? We're about to win the game in a moment. So I think what I'll do here, this won't do anything, but it'll help me win. Destroy target creature or planeswalker, so I have to destroy a target creature or planeswalker. Yeah, let's see right here. We'll do this damage and then they're done. There we go. You finally realize that the Liliana squad is not to be trifled with. Because what I was going to do was I was going to awaken the Guardian Idol, go do 2 damage, then pay 4 mana to Vraska's Contempt and kill my own Liliana, but then that would have mage crafted for 2 more damage, and then the opponent would have gotten it. So yeah, I hadn't seen this. I hadn't seen our, what's it called again? Hourglass Coven. It's very interesting. It's very overpowered, but Hourglass Coven is interesting. It's not a creature in and of itself. It's 9 creatures in one, and when you summon it, you get to tutor for 3 others. I kind of like that a lot, even though I've been complaining about it this whole match. I hate it if my opponent has it, but if I have it, I like it. And so that's kind of even tempts me to make a deck out of it. Because you get 3 creatures for the price of 1. Let's take a look again. What do all 9 of them do again? Each opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. Each opponent discards a card. Each opponent loses 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land or discard. 1 creature gets -2/-1. That's pretty bad. Unless the opponent has some 1/1 that they never attack with, some utility 1/1 that they never attack with, that's a way to snipe it. But normally that doesn't seem that great. Create a skeleton every turn. That's great with a lot of synergies. Opponent mills 5 and then exile their graveyard. That's good, of course. There's the Scry 2, and again, just Magic is such a multi-billion-dollar game nowadays, at least 1 billion, and they have so many resources and so many talented people, but I can't believe they can't hire one graphic designer to say, hey, at the beginning of your upkeep, Scry 2 is horrible graphic design. That is known as it's either a widow or an orphan. In graphic design, when you have literally 1 letter, 1 word on a line all by itself, that violates the tenets of good graphic design. To simply fix that, that should have been at the beginning of your upkeep, comma, new line, Scry 2. Then it is a complete thought. But just having a 2 floating like that is such amateur graphic design, which, I don't know, Wizards, I thought you were a multi-billion-dollar company. All your warlocks, and of course I would fix their grammar, all warlocks you control have ward pay 2 life. So all your warlocks get protection of 2 life. Not amazing. And then warlocks you control have menace. So most of those 9 possible from the Coven are very good, and I'm very tempted to make my own version of that deck. But to be honest, I would probably just get that card and just shove it into this mono black Liliana deck and remove all the Liliana planeswalkers and just put this one and then focus on other aspects. Maybe put other warlocks into the deck. But that's kind of interesting. Okay, wait a minute. When this enters the battlefield... Oh, okay, wait. Okay, wait a minute. Draft a card from the spellbook. The definition of draft. To draft from a spellbook, select one of 3 random cards. Oh, okay. Is this draft? Does draft always work like that? I don't play with any alchemy cards, so I don't even know if that is for all of them. But this is gonna pop out 3 for you randomly, and then pick one of those. And then you do it again. So I guess in theory you could get 2 of the same one, I guess? To draft from a spellbook, select one of 3 random cards from this card spellbook to add to your hand. But then the variation, draft them and then put them onto the battlefield. So that's why there's so many clicks. They go to your hand and then you put them to the battlefield. All right, well... let's switch over to the Crack-A-Pack. I probably won't play as long as other times this week. So let's switch over to the card cam. What does everyone think about that? Should we open a booster pack over here? I also have here one of these vintage Magic comics. Let's see, can I do this? One of these vintage Magic comics. Magic: The Gathering, The Shadow Mage. This is from back in 1994, 95, or something like that. And this is from Armada Comics, which is a subsidiary of Valiant Comics. Valiant Comics is still around, although they went kind of extinct for a few years and then they came back, and Armada was their subsidiary. And they were the ones that were publishing Magic comics from around 1995 to 1999 or so. And this is, it said on the top, one of two, because this is reprinting. This was also, I have it over here, I'll show it here. That one's the reprint. This is the first one. There were 4 of these, and 1 through 4. So this is it's fun. It's a fun book because it also says at the top there, I can't fully show it, but it says includes a free Magic the Gathering card. So it came, this one didn't. I got it at the comic shop last week and it didn't come with it. But this originally came with some Magic card. I don't know if they were random or they all had the same one. They had a card. And they have mostly original characters, but they do reference a bunch of Magic cards and such. You know, at one point someone says, I cast Lightning Bolt, and it's just such a variety of things. It's not just the big famous cards. It even mentions things like Red Mana Battery, stuff like that. So the main character is Jared Carthalion, right here, who is learning to become a planeswalker or something. So they published that. They also published Ice Age, focused on Ice Age. So here we have the storyline of Ice Age with more story, and so Lim-Dûl is in this, and Freyalise, and all of this stuff. And I think it was also 4 issues. This is number 2. I already have number 1. Charles Vess is the artist. He's a famed fantasy artist. Did the covers, but not the interiors. This one does come with a card. Let's take a quick look inside. So us Magic old-timers will appreciate this card. And Mark, I'm sure you had plenty of these when these were published. So interior art is okay. Obviously way better than I can do, but so it's definitely 90s style. And Valiant had this sort of art style different, and the colorization is also different than the other publishers. I think some of the art is like very busy. Like you can't really fully exactly see what's going on here, but I guess that's the big idea, like some big old battle and stuff. So like right here, it just throws out all of these names. Skeletons of Mordecai, which is not a real card. Ashen Ghouls, that's a real card. On the other side over here, Foul Familiar over here. So it's just throwing out the names of actual Magic cards, and here they are in a comic. It's actually slightly more violent than you would think. So that little wolf there got it. Probably Tundra Wolf, Timber Wolf or something. But it comes with, and that looks really cool. I think that's Lim-Dûl. No, that's not Lim-Dûl. Who's that? Some character. But over here it comes with this Magic card. This one still is intact. Right here. Still in the little bag. Flipping it over. It comes with Chubtoad. Let's see, can I get this on the camera here? Not really. It comes with Chubtoad. 3 mana. I'll just show it online. I can't get the angle of this right. Oh, that's kind of there. It's a 1/1 for 3 mana, but then it gets +2/+2 until end of turn if it gets blocked. So I attack with it, and if the opponent dares block it, it suddenly becomes a 3/3. Oh, and if it also blocks. So if they attack me, with their 2/2, this grows into a 3/3. And then, of course, everyone's favorite rhyme. Chub toad, at the door. Run away quick or you'll run no more. And that is a traditional rhyme. Let's jump over here for a moment. Let's look at it over here. So in the whole world of Magic, there's only one card in the whole world of Magic with the words Chub in it. And if you get the original Ice Age version, 20 cents. If you get the 5th edition version, which isn't even very different, it's the same art and the same flavor text, it's just white border, that's 33 cents. Obviously, the Ice Age one should be more valuable. Now, the wording is slightly different. It's got 3 different wordings. The original wording, Chub Toad gets +2/+2 until end of turn when blocking or blocked. The newer updated 5th edition gets, if Chub Toad blocks or is blocked, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. The modern official wording nowadays is, whenever Chub Toad blocks or becomes blocked, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And it's a traditional children's rhyme on the world of Dominaria, in the plane of Dominaria. And then they even reprinted it onto Magic Online with the latest text of it. So, we'll get to the Cracker Pack one moment, but I wanted to show that I got these Magic comics. Oh, and then this was the time that the Judge Dredd movie was coming out in theaters. Take the law into your own hands, June 95. Oh wait, this is the video game version. Obviously, the movie came out, and then the game came out for Super Nintendo, Genesis, Game Gear, Game Boy, from Acclaim, which infamously has some of the worst games back in the day. One more comic. A couple more. They also did, back in the day, they also did a Homelands comic, all completely focused on Homelands. Amazing cover art by Greg and Tim Hildebrandt. They are famous brother duo of fantasy artists. They've been making fantasy art since the 70s. They actually did the art for one of the famous Star Wars posters, original Star Wars. Here they did an amazing cover. I believe that is Sarah from Sarah Angel and others, I think. And just amazing cover. Interior art is completely done by Rebecca Gay. She did a lot of amazing Magic cards for many years, and she's done this, the interior art for this comic completely. Now, it's still sealed in the original plastic, free Magic card inside. Haven't opened it. I probably will. I want to look on the inside. Judge Dredd, you don't remember the game. I don't remember playing it either. And then on the back, it's got this beautiful, I think this might be a Magic card. And then it's the full unedited art back there. Again, interior art is all by Rebecca Gay. Her art is really good. The card is right here, and it's flipped over, so like, oh, you have to open it to see what it is. Actually, you can see what it is by kind of messing with the plastic a little bit, and I did it earlier, and I'll do it again here for the stream. See right here, you can keep it still sealed in the bag if you just it's got a little leeway, so you can kind of push it. And I don't remember what card this was, so we'll get to see it again together. Oh yeah, here it is. It's Apocalypse Chime. So you can only see half of it here, but I'll show you it on the web browser over here. So the free card that Homelands comic comes with is Apocalypse Chime. Original wording. Okay, it's an artifact, pay 2 mana. 2 tap, sacrifice this to bury all cards from the Homelands expansion. Basically, this destroys all Homeland cards, including your own. So early on in Magic, before they really kind of leaned into the idea of we're going to have new expansions every once in a while, they were going to have special artifacts that would destroy all of the new cards, which I think is very interesting. I think they should keep that. I think that's very interesting. But back in that old wording, it doesn't work anymore. So now the new wording is sacrifice Apocalypse Chime, destroy all non-token permanents with a name originally printed in the Homelands expansion. They cannot be regenerated. So this, I think, weakens it now, and it's just so wordy. But with such a card that is meta, like, this doesn't make sense in the world of Magic. It makes sense as a player. They're still trying to put these rules that make sense in the game. But the problem with this, destroy all non-token permanents with a name originally printed in Homelands. That means, I don't fully want to search for it, but there's a few cards that were printed in Homelands that are also in other sets, but then this doesn't destroy. But also, it's kind of reaching towards an aspect of Magic that Wizards doesn't want to care about, which is the set. Nowadays, there's no cards that can care about the sets. It has to care about the name of a card, not the set. But there were definitely two, maybe three cards that would do this. The other one is Golgothan Silex. I'll load that one in a moment. But I think this would have been very cool that they would have kept this, that you just, yeah, I don't want to deal with those cards, so just destroy them. And I don't think it would be overpowered to still use them. I don't know, I think that'd be interesting if they still kept it, and it does look like a really cool card. Mark Poole, very good art, like all of those weird incantations. I can zoom in a little bit here. All of these weird incantations and this chime right here with the little skull and everything and some weird red power or something. And then the flavor text. One day or another, perhaps I shall ring my pretty chime loudly so that all may hear. Grandmother Sengir. So Homelands, often regarded as one of the worst sets ever of Magic, but it had amazing flavor, it had amazing art, it had interesting card designs, but the cards are often very weak, very overcosted. I need to do a video just like I did for Fallen Empires, where I did my video fixing Fallen Empires. I'm sure you all watched it in the stream, of course. But I should do a video about fixing Homelands, because some cards almost will work, but if you just fix them a little bit. And there was a whole cycle of Sengir characters. There was Baron Sengir. See, they really leaned into it. People loved Sarah Angels and Baron Sengirs and Minotaurs and stuff on the earlier sets. So the people that created Homeland said, let's really lean into that. So there's lots of Minotaurs, there's lots of Sengir vampires, there's lots of that. Oh yeah, Apocalypse from... And you know, if you actually look at it, it kind of even looks like Apocalypse from that character. So I wish they had more of these. The other two that they created were how do you even spell it? It's Silex, but Golgothan Silex? Silex, where does the Y in this thing? Silex, I think? How do you spell Silex? There it is. No, it's not one of these. It's Golgothan something. Help me out, Mark. We all know which one I'm talking about, right? Golgothian something. There it is. Silex. The other spelling of Silex. Golgothian Silex. 4 mana. Tap. Tap +1. All cards from the Antiquities expansion, including Golgothan Silex, must be discarded from play. So obviously very ancient wording. You don't discard anything from play. Modern wording. 1 and tap. Each non-token permanent. I don't know why they have to weaken it with non-token. 1 and tap. Each non-token permanent with a name originally printed in the Antiquities expansion is sacrificed by its controller. So cards that were printed in Antiquities get destroyed. Flavor text. From their earliest educations, the brothers had known that no human contrivance could stand against the true masters of Dominia. Back when they used the old term also Dominia, Dominaria. Dominaria, I think, was the plane and Dominia was the continent, something like that. People don't remember that anymore. This card is $56. Oh yeah, the Apocalypse Chime was $2. If you get the gold border version, it's $2.25. And then the third card that did this sort of effect was City in a Bottle. So let's go to the original printing, $454. City in a Bottle, continuous artifact. So on this one, it just exists. Old wording. All cards from Arabian Nights must be discarded from play, except for City in a Bottle. While City in a Bottle is in play, no further cards from Arabian Nights can be played. So as soon as you play this, all of the cards from this set get destroyed and no more can be played. Modern wording. Whenever one or more other non-token permanents with a name originally printed in Arabian Nights, like Camel and Desert, are on the battlefield, their controllers sacrifice them. Players cannot cast spells or play lands with a name originally printed in the Arabian Nights expansion, so you can no longer play those deserts. Yeah, these are so ancient and so different. Those are the only three they ever printed anymore. They printed this one first, then the Golgothian Silex, and then Apocalypse Chime, and then no more. They probably won't ever again. I wish they would. It would be kind of very interesting. But the problem, of course, is now with the new wording of a name originally appearing in this set, that's not gonna work anymore. If it still had the destroy all cards from this expansion set, no problem. I look at the logo in the corner there, and that says Streets of New Capenna, and it gets destroyed. But now I have to memorize. Was Murder first printed in New Capenna? No, it was way back like Magic M14 or something. So, 3 cards that are relics of the past. And one of them came in this comic right here. One more comic, then we'll do the Crack-A-Pack. One more comic. So Armada, aka Valiant, published Magic comics from around 1995 to 1999. Then they stopped. Valiant went bankrupt. No more Magic comics. Dark Horse Comics, I think, published them for a couple years in the 2000s. And then IDW published them from 2013 to 2015, I believe. No, actually, then they also went to 2019, I think. And then they lost the copyright, and nowadays Boom Studios prints Magic comics, which, Mark, your question about that picture of Liliana right here, which was in my video, it's not a picture, it's actually issue number 1 of the Magic comic from Boom. IDW published them, and then they went over to Boom, and then they got issue number 1 again, and a bunch of variant covers, and one of them was this one that is it's just a full art Liliana looking very regal with her Throne of Skulls. So that's what I had in the video. And they're the ones that are currently publishing the Magic comics. But before that, it was IDW. And so this one focused more on Dak Faden. And no, he's not holding the Infinity Gauntlet. I don't know what he's holding. This one is sealed. This one's still in plastic sealed. Oh yeah, and then IDW was also publishing My Little Pony comics. And this one was sealed because it also comes with a card. One of the meanest cards I've ever seen. I saw that at the comic shop and like, hey, I need that card. So here's a preview. Those of you that are here on the stream and will play me one day in real life, this vicious card is going to be in one of my decks. Acquire. Let's look at it in the web browser over here so we can actually read it. Acquire. The original Fifth Dawn printing, $3.75. That one from the comic book, $10. And it's stacked with the Infinity Gauntlet. Okay, 5 mana. Search target opponent's library for an artifact and put that card into the battlefield under your control. Then that player shuffles. So you get to go browse your opponent's library and take any one of their artifacts and put it directly onto the battlefield under your control. And flavor text. Ownership is such a gray area. So you get to go steal anyone's, like, you know how Geo has his Helm of the Host, which duplicates his creatures. Now it's mine. Who else has powerful artifacts in their decks? I think you, Stevie, have some good artifacts. Maybe that could come to my deck instead. And then everyone's got some good artifacts. So 5 mana to go steal. Yeah, you probably remember the one from Fifth Dawn. Sometimes innovation means stealing another's secret before anyone else can. And so that was during the artifact set over here. And yeah, very interesting, very powerful, and it came with this comic. All right, well, let's do the actual Crack-a-Pack. So here's the new Dungeons and Dragons set. Commander, okay, it's Magic: The Gathering - Commander Legends - Dungeons and Dragons - Battle for Baldur's Gate set booster. So it's one of the fancy boosters that comes with a bunch of extras. Let's see what fun stuff. This is the one again. Which side are you supposed to look at? This side or that side? I guess that side. Okay. So we have some mean-looking elf guy. That's the art card. And that is the card Baloth Baratil, the Entertainer. So just some cool art. You can use that as a proxy, perhaps. This is continuing. This new D&D set is continuing. That would mess up your artifact deck. It would not want you to take your Darksteel Colossus. Exactly. Pay 5 mana to take your 11 mana, 11 indestructible. Is that the one with Infect as well? It's an 11 for 11 mana with Infect or Poison or something. So, indestructible too, right? So this is continuing the motif that the previous D&D set, that is putting flavor text in the text box. Only the Dungeons and Dragons sets so far, I believe, have put flavor text in the mana box, or the text box. You know that Hexel bark produces a lot of smoke when burned, but why would real Sarael need so much of it? So someone's going to be smoking those trees. Ooh, then we get one of the... What's this style called? Monster. I think it's called the Monster Manual style. Oh, it's Lightning Bolt, now that I actually look at it. So, Lightning Bolt. And it's in common. Wow. So, common Lightning Bolt in this Monster Manual style. No indestructible. Okay. No problem then. Swords to Plowshares that Blightsteel. Or Darksteel. Okay, Blightsteel is the one I'm thinking. Blightsteel is the one that's got Infect. Lightning Bolt deals 3 damage to any target. So, classic Lightning Bolt. Brand new art. Another Monster Manual style. This is uncommon. Oh, there we go. So talking about here, real Sarael. Why does she need so much of that bark? And look, this is I do have to admit that what's cool about set boosters is that they are set up in a sort of a style, a concept, a motif. because over here, this mentions Rielsa, and then here is Rielsa, and then here is Lightning Bolt, so that she can burn those trees. So they put together set boosters on purpose to have a cool, interesting motif. These are not draftable. You can't play draft with them, but they come with a variety of interesting concepts together. So anyway, let's see. But anyway, wait a minute. She's Dimir color, so she can't even cast that Lightning Bolt. Okay, that's a fail there. But all three of those together really fit, don't they? Anyway, 5 mana, Human Rogue, 2/5, Death Touch. When Rielsa enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. I gotta look up what does initiative mean. I don't remember. Oh, I remember. Initiative is you venture into one specific dungeon. So there's a brand new dungeon in this new set. There were 3 dungeons in the previous D&D set. There's one brand new dungeon in this brand new set. When you take the initiative, you can only venture into that one dungeon. What else? Whenever you attack, target attacking creature. I guess you can target itself. Gains Death Touch. She's already got Death Touch. Until end of turn. If you've completed a dungeon, that creature also gets +5 and gains First Strike and Menace until end of turn. Alright, cool. So when you complete that specific dungeon, you can give Rielsa +5. So she'll be a 7/5 Death Touch. First Strike with Menace. Seems like a pretty fun card. Got some adventure action going on. Let's take a quick look at the card over here. Rielsa. Oops. Rielsa. Oh, that's the alternate art right there. So the other dungeon. Okay, so you have a specific token for that. Whenever one or more creatures a player controls deals combat damage, take the initiative. Whenever you take the initiative and at the beginning of your upkeep, venture into the Undercity. Okay, so you get to venture specifically into... Where is... Undercity? Undercity. Oh, there we go. Turn over. So here's the other dungeon. You can't enter this dungeon unless you venture into the Undercity. So you go into Secret Entrance, search your library for a basic land, put it into your hand, take the left path Forge, put 2 +1s on a creature, take the right path Scry 2, go over here. It's a trap. A player, target player, including yourself, I guess, loses 5 life. If you went this other path instead, you go to the stash, create a treasure, or you go this route, Arena Goad target creature, so force a creature to attack, but not you. If you go this route, you draw a card. If you go that route, create a 4/1 skeleton with Menace. And then if you complete this dungeon, Throne of the Dead 3, reveal the top 10 cards of your library, put a creature directly to the battlefield with 3 +1s. It gains hexproof until your next turn, then shuffle. So you get to look at 10 whole cards, put one of them directly, give it +3, and hexproof. That's fun. So Rielsa lets you venture into this dungeon. It's got a lot of fun stuff. Very wordy. Definitely we're in the age of... So technically look at the art on this. Obviously it's all kind of faded out and minimal, but we're in the age of a magic card is just pure text. No more art. We don't have full art we don't have full art cards. Now we've also got full text cards. Full art cards. Now we've got full text cards. Very wordy. All right, coming back here. So that might be a cool deck. It kind of tempts me to make this at some point. Next up, make a deck, I mean. Zentarum Bandit, Halfling Rogue, 2 mana, 2/1. When this attacks, you may pay 1 life. If you do, create a treasure. That's cool. That's vaguely like Boast, but you have to pay life. The Zentarim are ruthless, unscrupulous, and dishonest, but I must admit they are effective, and that's Commander Liara Portier. I don't doubt that we will get Commander Portier in this pack, just again because it's a set booster, so they all kind of have a story in a pack. You're confronted by robbers, so obviously one of the longest magic names right there. It almost cannot fit. 4 mana, instant. Either tap up to 3 target creatures or create 3 soldiers. That's cool. Instant speed. So leave 4 mana open, and the opponent will think, well, either they've got to settle the wreckage or something else. And if they don't think that far ahead, they will attack, and then you create 3 1/1s. So maybe block their 1/1 that attacked, or block 3 all at once. Their only mistake was giving the bard time to speak. So that song put them to sleep, or that song was so long that then the cops showed up. That's how I'm gonna think that flavor works. So we have here Anus Dragon, 6 mana, 3/5, flying. When this dragon enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls and then goad it. Until your next turn, that creature attacks each combat if able and attacks a player other than you. So you summon this big old 3/5 flyer, and then you can tap you tap their creature, so you can go in and attack them defenseless, and then that creature must attack next turn, but not you. And I was just kidding. This is actually known as the Oceanus Dragon. Vrock, a bird demon, 5 mana, 3/3 flying. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, each opponent loses 3 life. So perfect with an aristocrat's deck, or if you're sacrificing treasures and stuff. Your opponents slowly lose life. Excuse me. And so the Vrock is a 5 mana 3/3. Don't try to bribe them. They'll take your gold and your liver. For a moment I thought that said, they'll take your gold and your life, but nope, they'll take your gold and your liver. And that's Volo's Field Notes. Cool art on that. Here we got Agent of the Shadow Thieves, a legendary enchantment background. So we have a brand new type of card here. A background is, I think, specific to Commander. You can play this in other formats, but it doesn't do anything. It's specific for Commander. And basically you can put this also in your command zone. So you have a Commander card and this enchantment. So what happens? Basically, whenever you cast any of these backgrounds, your commander gets something extra. Whenever this creature attacks a player, if no opponent has more life than that player, put a +1 counter on this creature. It gains Death Touch and Indestructible. Let me read that again. Whenever this creature attacks a player, if no opponent has more life than that player. Didn't I read this card previously? I think I remember getting confused about this in some other Crack-a-Pack some other time. Whenever this creature attacks a player, okay, so John attacks Bill. If no opponent, so then there's also Janet and Edward. If no opponent has more life than that player, so if Janet or Edward does not have more life than Bill, put a +1 counter on this attacker. I guess it kind of makes sense after I read it 10 times. Your skill, dexterity, and moral flexibility make you a valuable asset to your guild. All right. Then Agent of the Iron Throne. Legendary enchantment. We got another background. So also it starts in the command zone. Pay 3 mana. Your commander. Whenever an artifact or creature you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield. Each opponent loses 1 life. So more of that sort of style of when your things die, the opponents lose. You give your clients what they want at a fair price. What happens after that is none of your concern. Next, Safana Kalimport Cutthroat. 3 mana legendary human rogue, 3/2 menace. At the beginning of your end step, if you have the initiative, create a treasure token, create 3 of those tokens instead. If you've completed the dungeon, choose a background. You can have a background as a second commander. Choose a background. What does that mean? That you play it directly? Choose a background. The background is already in your command zone, but choose a background. Does that mean just put it directly to the battlefield? I gotta look that one up. I'm not sure exactly what choose a background. Choose a background. Because it already starts in your command zone. Ugh. Choose a background, magic. Choose a background as a keyword introduced in whatever as a partner variant linked with background legendary. You can have a background as a second commander. Choose a background only appears in mono-colored legendaries. By choosing a background, they can be customized to be your commander. By choosing a background, they can be customized to be your commander. A background adds extra abilities to your commander and changes their color identity. It functions similar to partner, modifying the rules for deck construction and functioning before the game begins. Rather than a single legendary creature card, you may designate a legendary creature card in combination with a background. I still don't get it, because you start the game with your commander and your background, I guess. So then what does the choosing part mean? Or does that mean you start the game and then when you play that card, then you choose, which is then put the enchantment to the command zone and then eventually cast it? Some cards, usually backgrounds themselves, refer to commander creatures. Those don't refer to a background enchantment that is a commander unless... If a card refers to your commander, it means either the legendary creature or the legendary background. So cards like Command Beacon can fetch either the legendary creature or the background. Anything that cares about whether you control your commander will be satisfied. Yeah, I still don't get this. It's saying choose a background. I don't think it's not like an active thing about like do it right now. Okay, I guess you create your deck. You create your deck, and if you create the deck with this card, you're creating the deck, so then choose a background. You have the ability to put a background. You can't put background cards into a normal commander deck unless you've got a commander that says choose a background. That's what that is. So you can't just stick this other Agent of the Iron Throne unless you have already a commander that says choose a background. So yeah, I can't have my Ayara deck and put a background into it because Ayara doesn't say anything about backgrounds. So you have to have a commander creature that allows you to do backgrounds, and then you can put it. Yep. So pretty confusing, but might be a cool thought experiment to set up. Next, we get here a rare Raphael Fiendish Savior, 5 mana, Devil Noble, 4/4 flying. Other demons, devils, imps, and tieflings you control get +1 and have lifelink. So obviously this is giving you a great idea to make a demon deck, a devil deck, an imp deck, or a tiefling deck. Although I think there's only, well, there are probably more now, but on the last D&D set there were only like 3 tieflings, so it's probably like 10 more. At the beginning of each end step, if a creature card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn, so if you got milled, your creature died, etc., you discarded, create a 1/1 red devil, and it's the classic devil that deals damage when it dies. Yeah, people are saying that backgrounds. So here's the thing about whenever they invent something new, Wizards Wizards either goes overboard and the effect is too powerful, like companions, or they go too conservative and the deck and the thing is not powerful enough. I think if they go too overboard, that's worse than if they go too underpowered. Because if it's too underpowered, then they have room to grow to make it better. I read the commentary that overall people are saying that backgrounds are a little low powered. So yeah, maybe backgrounds version 1, not great, and then maybe version 2, better. Companions started at level 10, and now it's only a matter of pulling them back, but people think that they're too powerful. Some of them are very powerful, like Lurrus. Even something like that one Electric Otter was so powerful it was banned on day -1 for Commander because it was so broken out of the box. And then they had to completely change companions because you used to play the companion directly from the companion zone into your battlefield. Now you have to pay 2 mana to get it from your companion zone into your hand, and then you can play it. So they've definitely nerfed them. But here's something a little bit more straightforward. Give all your demons, devils, imps, and tieflings +1. Make devils when your stuff dies. And this is a jaunty little fellow with a cup full of blood. And it is a devil noble. We get here. No, this is a fail right here. I got 2 of the exact same freaking card in one pack. That's a fail. It's the exact same thing. And why couldn't it give me two rares? Thanks, Wizards. Over here, we get one of the variations of foils that really only has foil on the edges. I don't know if you can all see it, but it's foil on the border and not on the art, which I think that's a fail. Well, I'm looking at it close up here, and it's got 2 kinds of foil, and they're not super visible. On the art, it's got one type of foil, but then on the border, it's also got a second type of foil. It's not too evident, but they kind of reflect in slightly different ways in real life. The art looks amazing on that character, though. Yep, that'll be a perfect Rakdos card there. Okay, so Cultist of the Absolute. Oh, here's another background. Ooh, look how it reflects my finger. Cultist of the Absolute. Cultist of the Absolute. Alright, so single black mana, legendary enchantment background. Your commander. Now here's another bit of that. I'm sure it's got to be worded in a certain way, but this is just so wordy. Commander creatures you own. Could probably just be your commander gets, etc. But sometimes Magic wording is too wordy, sometimes it's not specific enough. Your commander gets +3 and has flying, death touch, and ward. The opponent must pay 3 life if they even want to target it. And at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. Alright, well, yeah, in a Rakdos deck, see right there. Here, again, this set booster, it's synergistic, because you... Actually, never mind. Raphael cannot work with backgrounds. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, Raphael, put this as your background. You know what? Actually, wait a minute. Wait. The thing about a background is that if you have a valid creature, you can have both of these in the command zone. So you're guaranteed to be able to play both of these. They're in the command zone. You have access. However, you don't have to put a background in the command zone, especially a commander that doesn't say choose a background. So you can still have this in the deck, you just have to draw it at some point. Whereas a commander that lets you have a background, you'll start the game with these 2 cards readily accessible. So yeah, you can still synergize here. Eventually, when you draw, or Demonic Tutor, Cultist of the Absolute, attach it, play it, you'll have Raphael, and then you will be having to sacrifice your creatures at the end of the turn, but then that triggers, hey, this is an infinite thing, kind of, because this is gonna make devils when your stuff dies, and this is forcing you to kill your stuff at the beginning of your upkeep. You can stack triggers, so as long as you got one creature to get the ball rolling, sacrifice. This enchantment makes you sacrifice, then that'll trigger something died, make a devil, so you'll constantly have at least a devil to sacrifice every turn. And then you get to have your +3/+3 flying, death touch, and ward. Yeah, even with that, it's still not amazing. But that's making devils. Yeah, that's making devils, and it's still doing the damage, doing damage to any target. So, yeah, kind of low powered, but they synergize. Cool art. Then we got another rare, very nice. Okay, everyone, help me pronounce this. Ragadraga, Gorguts boss. It's a human boar. Okay, so it's a human boar. I see. So it's a weird boar. 4 mana. 4/4. Each creature you control with a mana ability gets +2. With a mana ability. Okay, so your Llanowar Elf gets a +2/+2. Then it's not tapping anymore. Whenever a creature you control with a mana ability attacks, untap it. Oh, okay, so you can attack with your Llanowar Elf becomes a 3/3. You attack with it and then it untaps. So slow vigilance. Whenever you cast a spell, if at least 7 mana was spent to cast it, untap target creature. It gets +7 and gains trample until end of turn. Okay, so this definitely synergizes with Llanowar Elf. You cast a Hydra for 7 mana. You tap your Llanowar Elf to help cast a 6 mana Hydra, right? 1 green plus X of 6. You cast your Hydra. This untaps it, puts +7 on it. It automatically gets +2 because it's first ability. +7, you give your Llanowar Elf 9/9 trample. So janky. Very interesting. And definitely a thought experiment on building this very specific deck where you're filling your deck with mana dorks. Chandra's Emperor Cat, which is the red cat mana dork that makes red mana. Although Chandra's Emperor Cat can only let you make red mana to summon Chandras. So yeah, very interesting. Give your creature +9/+9 trample if it's a Llanowar Elf style of creature. Interesting. Ragadraga, Gorguts boss. Then over here we got a foil. We got a foil Monster Manual style Gut. I'm going to say Gut or Gut. Probably most people say Gut, but I would say Gut. Gut, True Soul Zealot. 3 mana, Goblin Shaman, Legendary. 2/2, choose a background, so that one can have one of the enchantments in the command zone. Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice another creature or an artifact. If you do, create a 4/1 black skeleton creature token with menace that's tapped and attacking. Whenever you attack. Okay, so this doesn't even need to attack. This can send off a little 1/1 devil all by itself, as long as something is attacking. Yeah, get the Domri deck together with Ragadraga. Although Borgorgimos is gonna get jealous. So you can go send off your 1/1 devil. So again, all of these cards are really synergizing together. That's the whole beauty of a set booster. So you can send off your little 1/1 devil and sacrifice a treasure or something, or another devil. Let's say you got 2 devils. Attack with 1 devil, sacrifice the other devil, it deals its damage. That 1 devil then is causing a 4/1 to get summoned, and then now it's attacking with a 4/1 skeleton that doesn't die at the end of the turn. Oftentimes these young Pyromancer effects, the thing dies, but nope, that 4/1 menace stays around. And lastly, we got, oh, there we go. We got the, see, it's all synergizing. One pack all by itself has half a deck for you built in. Ooh, that's a cool looking skeleton. 4/1 with menace. Really tough looking skeleton. Who's the artist on that? David Astruga. So that's a cool. See, Mark, you got to do that as your next tattoo design. Skeleton with some huge blades and a cloak. Why does it need a cloak? It's not. It won't get cold. It doesn't have skin. So that was the Cracker Pack. I really liked everything that was here. Lots of interesting cards. I haven't cracked a lot of this set, but we got to see them together. They are 95% understandable. Some of them are very complex, but Magic keeps getting more complex. What did you all like from here? There's lots of cool things to choose from. One disappointment, but obviously it's not enough to really be a real disappointment. Two of the exact same background for some reason. But this came with 2 rares, so that's nice. And lots of legendary creatures. And you're right on time there, so thanks for hanging out, Stevie. You got to see the Cracker Pack, some gameplay. We'll try to set up a meetup again, or sometime next week. When did you say you've got your thing going on? Soon, right? Maybe we'll catch a game before that. And you too, Gabe, pay attention to the Discord, and we're going to have a game soon in real life. All right, let's play a little bit more. I've been streaming for 2 hours, 50 minutes, so probably just one more game. That'll be a 3-hour stream, and then we'll wrap up. So let's jump over to... Let's jump over to my... Okay, so Friday you need to do your thing, so that means that before that, and then Gabe, oftentimes on Thursday, you've said before you might be available. So how about this, before you leave, Stevie or everyone, Gabe, are you possibly maybe free this Thursday? Because I can send out an alert and start to tell people to start to plan for Thursday. Does that sound good for you two at the moment? So Gabe, you're saying that sounds good Thursday. And Stevie, I don't know if you left already, but maybe if you... maybe if you're still there, most definitely. Yeah, people want to do it more at Fanboy Gaming, although other people might still want the Jack in the Box. I kind of like the Jack in the Box too, because maybe I can get something to eat. But let's do that right now. Actually, let's do some behind the scenes stuff right here. I'm gonna go over to the Discord and start to let people know. Let's see here. Let's start to let people know, because a few people were asking. Here. So let's do this. We'll say like this. I'm in the mood for a Thursday get together. That's how you spell Thursday. Thursday get together at Jack in the Box, so I can have some food and it's closer to many people, right? And then so shout out to the people that might want to... What's Gio's current name? He changes it all the time. There we go, Lavos. And Catherine also, I think she says it's closer for her there. So those are the main people. Aiden hasn't been coming by recently. Vincent says he must rest. Is that Vince as in Vincent? Maybe. Just check a quick thing. Is this Vince from Vince? Just let me take a quick... Yeah, that's Vince. So that's Vince from the old days right there, Stevie. I don't know if you ever met Vince, Gabe, but he also played... back in the old days. And Aiden says his foot hurts. Anyway, let's just include them too. Like that. Yeah, let's send that out. Yeah, across the street from Southwestern College, exactly. Where we met a couple of times. So let's see if people answer there. So that's sort of behind the scenes, trying to get a game going. Hopefully next Thursday. Let's see if people answer the call. In the meantime, we'll do one more game and it'll wrap up. I think I'm gonna do 1 or 2 more games or so. I think I'll do the bird flu, my bird pandemic deck over here. It's 50-50 win rates, slightly worse than 50-50. Depends on the matchup. But at the moment, that deck has 47% win rate, 26-29. Yeah, exactly. That's how I want to be there too. Fanboy Gaming is nice, but you have to eat their food, and their food is not the greatest. So, okay. So yeah, we can do stuff with this, and I go first. Great. So we'll give this a shot. I would have loved to have had turn 1 island. We've got 2 removals plus a big old equipment. Part of the fun of this deck is that... There's my island. Part of the fun of this deck is... You know what? Let's get greedy right here, actually, because I have the 3 mana that I need, so we'll play the creature. Next turn we can play the commander. Safely. So, part of the fun of this deck... It's all birds... and then also equipment. So you can imagine these fun little birds holding on to big old weapons like pickaxes. Okay, so I think what I'll do here, we'll play that Skyclave +2/+2 and flying. I'm going to get double flying. That'll be a 4/4 with first strike with ward 2. That'll be nice and vicious. Ancient Ziggurat is good, although the downside with Ancient Ziggurat, it only taps for mana for your creatures. So right now, technically, the opponent only has 1 mana. And now they've got 2 mana. They do have 3 mana, and then, of course, a freaking changeling. Changelings were a mistake. But you gotta be careful with that Ziggurat, because it does nothing if you... Actually, we can probably we should spread things out. Instead of getting a 2/2 first strike, let's do it that way so that there's more targets for them to have to target. Spend their mana that way. So that's got Death Touch Vigilance, that's got Vigilance but not Death Touch. That is card draw, okay. Let's just do Shock and Awe. All your slivers can tap, opponent. Well, opponent, you have so much power. Okay. Either the opponent really doesn't realize they have priority, or they crashed. No, they do realize. I saw some twitching going on there. All of your cards here have the ability to do stuff. Anyway, let's do 7 damage in the air. Next turn, they probably will have enough mana for their big mama sliver. We'll be okay. We can exile it, and then we're gonna do 7 damage right now. Next turn, 7, 8, 9. That won't be lethal, but that'll be a big hit. If I equip that, that'll be useful. Yeah, opponent. Why is it saying thinking? It's their priority. Alright, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe 10 damage. They're at 12. That's not lethal unless I have something else. If I have... Well, I would need 5 mana. That this wouldn't work. I would need 5 mana. I would need to have 5 mana on board, and then cast a Black Blade Reforged, which would give +X based on lands. That would be lethal. But that's not going to happen because I would need to have 5 down. If I draw it right now, I would cast it but not be able to attach it. Alright, there's their 5th mana. They'll summon that. So let's see if this isn't too bad. They're going to get some free spell. I'll be able to exile it. We can recast it. I'm pretty far ahead. Ugh, tap your mana. Great. One of the worst slivers out there, of course. They'll probably still be pretty slow unless they get that other sliver that... okay, that's not so bad there. Maybe they'll get greedy and tap 2 more, because in the race right here... Alright. Birds versus slivers. So they'll have to spend all their mana to recast it. They'll be able to, no problem. Hopefully they won't cascade anything too bad. I usually don't play the sliver opponent just because it's such an easy deck. It's just automatically synergistic, no thought process at all. And with the limited card pool, basically put every sliver into the deck, and we've got changelings. So... Don't you love it when the opponent doesn't know they have priority? Alright, so that's lethal next turn. Unless, I'm sure at the last minute they will play their gain a life every time your sliver attacks. So they'll gain all that life there. They have enough mana to resummon their Mama Sliver. Sliver Queen is the Mama Sliver. This is the first sliver, the Daddy Sliver. Yep, recast it. They still have 3 mana open. They will free cast something. Oops, they're going to cast that. They're going to destroy probably my 2/3. They should probably go for the 4/4. They can hit my Vega. Then they have to tap out. Yeah, they're going to tap out. That's fine. I can recast it. It doesn't even matter if I recast it. If I recast it, they'll gain 1 life off of that console. This is still game over for them. Because I'm still going to do 4 damage plus do 2 damage. So what is even... Yeah, the opponent... Omae wa mo shinderu. You know, you don't even know you're dead. And then just to show the I don't care at all, let's leave my little bird in the graveyard. I don't care. You're dead. I'm gonna attack with my little 1/1. Yeah, slivers. And then they're like, what? See, sliver players are the worst. They cheat by... Let me tell you all the reasons why I hate sliver players. They cheat by having changelings. every sliver is amazing, which makes every other sliver amazing. No thought process. Throw all your slivers onto the deck, you've got a deck, and it's a powerful deck. This sliver, you get to cascade. You get to free cast anything you want with a mana cost of less than 5. So there's only one sliver deck on Arena, and there's not even the diversity in real life where you can have the, you know, the ugly slivers. Oh yeah, actually we have a few of them, right? Those are the version 2 ugly slivers. We also have the classic slivers, the more bird-like. And then, of course, everyone always has Mana Weft sliver. All your slivers are mana dorks. So, yeah, their deck didn't even do anything at all. Just annoyed me with their slivers. Whereas my deck, I'm making birds and getting cool artifacts and removal and all of that. Anyway, that'll be a good spot right there to leave the stream, defeating those wretched slivers. And if we see on the statistics of the deck so far, it's a 48% win rate, 44% win rate on the play, 54 on the draw. That's interesting. 27 to 29 games. Played at 4.5 hours so far since its creation. Today was an 8-minute long game. The last time I played it a week ago, 4-5. Lost against Yorion, of course, that one's OP. Lost against Lightpaws, of course, that one's OP. Lost against Gyruda, that's OP. Lost against Marrow, that's annoying. Lost against Torrens. Yeah, I lost against all of these that are often very strong decks. I won against Muldroth. Actually, that's a strong deck, so I won against that. I won against Gonti. That one's not amazing, but I won there. I won against Alayla. That can get out of hand quickly. And I won against Troxel. That one's annoying. Thank you. So then before that, all of those various win rates. Okay, so look at that bad luck. 10 days ago, 0-4. And then 13, 0-1, 2-3, 8-10. When I first created the deck, 8-1. And now in total, it's 27-29, 48% win rate. It does best against there's such a diversity of colors, but 50-50 versus mono black, 3-2 versus WUBRG, 50-50 versus Selesnya, 50-50 versus whatever those 3 colors are, 33 versus mono white, Dimir plus that, which is the deck that it just wrecks, mono red, 2-0. That's surprising. All my birds are very, very flammable, but so far what I've got here is 100%. 67 versus Golgari, 60% versus WUBRG. Oh, there's nothing here that is oh no, there's a few here. Never won against Rakdos, never won against Izzet. Of course, Izzet's one of my most hated pairs because it's got counter spells and burn. Anyway, that's the bird flu deck at the moment, hovering around 50%. So there's a 50% chance of dying from my bird flu deck. And we'll wrap up the video at that point. And oh, you know what? Actually, I thought of one more thing. Gabe, I was thinking the other day, because you got your brand new camera, maybe we'll set up some day to do like a photo shoot, like go out and take photos with our cameras. And I'm trying to find a few other students in my various classes that are also into photography and kind of create a unofficial photo club. I would like to focus on analog photography, but I suppose we can open it up to anyone that's into photography. And so think about that, and then, you know, check your Discord in case I I send messages and so forth around there. Or are you more contactable with other apps? Because usually everyone that I contact are on Discord. Because it is also a one-to-one thing, not just a whole group chat thing. Discord is also a one-to-one chat. So you will bring your digital camera next week when we do the game. Yeah. So has anyone responded yet? I know it's late, but no one's responded yet. I have a few people that are marked as live, but they haven't responded. So so you typed next week, and then you typed next week, and then you typed next week. We got it, no problem. We understand what next week means. So, all right, everyone. Thanks, as usual, for everyone coming to stop by on the stream. We played some games, opened some cards, saw some comics. I didn't even show this one, but maybe we'll talk about it next time. One of these old unknown Marvel comics, Bizarre Adventures, not for kids. We mean it. I haven't even looked inside of it yet to see how bad it is. I don't know if it's an actually real full of violence, or I don't know what, but it claims, and it's issue 34. How many of these were there? And so it's got this scary skeleton coming out of the chimney, and it says, not for kiddies, we mean it. Special Hate the Holidays issue. It says, there's a, oh, this is Joe Jusko. His name is getting covered over here. Shame on that. Joe Jusko signature on the corner over here, an amazing artist. Jusko 82. This is sometime around 82 and such. So this old Marvel comic, not for kids. Bizarre Adventures number 34. Santa Skeleton coming to get you. Exactly. That Tales from the Crypt episode, which was previously before that, inspired by 2 holiday horror themed Christmas movies. Let's see if any of you remember this one. I remember seeing the cover of this one at the video store, and it would terrify me. Back in the day, I used to be scared of horror movies, and just by seeing the covers, I would have nightmares. Not even watching the movie, seeing the cover. And there is this one, Silent Night, Deadly Night. This one was... This was that classic movie poster or box art. And this is the more... You've made it through Halloween. Now try and survive Christmas. Silent Night, Deadly Night. He knows when you've been naughty. Rated R. So I remember seeing the VHS tape on that one. It was just so scary like that. So that Tales from the Crypt, 1992 or so, whenever that came out, was inspired by this one, which was a full-length movie of that whole concept. From like 1983 or something. And before that, there was also Black Christmas, which even came out before Halloween. And this one was another horror Christmas. And there was a reboot of it recently, but on the original... Okay, look at this horrible cover right there. Oh no, this is it. Well, the American art was that scary. A game around Halloween time, you mean? Yeah, that might be. Oops, sorry, I'm not even showing what I mean. This is what I mean over here. Sorry. This is what I meant over here. Right here. This is what I was saying. This is the cover of that Silent Night, Deadly Night. This is the one that was the idea for that Tales from the Crypt. And then this came out in 82. So then this was before that movie, which was then before that Tales from the Crypt episode. All campy horror films from the 90s and the 80s around Halloween. That's a pretty cool tradition, and there's just so many to choose from. So many good horror movies of the time. Did you ever watch Sleepaway Camp? That one is a cult classic. I saw it again recently, and it's still very WTH, sleep and scary and weird. Let's see. Nope. Let's go with the modern poster. I mean the classic poster. This is it. This is the classic poster. Birthday in 82. Yep, so you in that comic, happy birthday. And you've gotta be in costume as well. You watch the movie and you're in a nice costume. So yep. We can go on all night, but I don't want to have nightmares. So let's where's this? So yeah, let's wrap up at this point, everyone. Thanks for coming to the stream. Oops, look at that. Team Teeks. Oh man, Teeks. Thank you, Teeks, but we're just wrapping it up at this point. So hello everyone, coming over from Team Teeks. Usually I'm playing Magic and having fun, but it's my bedtime now, and we were just all wrapping it up and looking at horror movie posters and and all of that. So if people are interested, give a follow on Twitch, and catch me next time I play Magic and open cards and show off vintage cameras. Let me just show off this one, then we'll wrap up. Look at this. This is a camera from like 1951 or something. You press it right here, and then it opens up. Whoa, vintage camera, and then you take photos with it like this. It's the Kodak Tourist. You know, when I go to the Grand Canyon, I'll take this and take photos of the Grand Canyon, like in 1951. And smells vintage as well. So it's completely mechanical. You wind it up over here. Where do you do it? You press it right here. You wind it right there, then you press the button over here. Click, and then it takes a photo. You can't find film for this anymore, unfortunately, though. But what I did do was you can cram in a 35 millimeter cartridge right here and stretch it out. It's not going to take photos as it's supposed to, and I haven't gotten them back from the developer yet, but I did put some plain old film in here, and I took some fun photos with that, and we can check them out next time. But yep, thank you for the raid. Next time we will be more live. So everyone have a great night. Enjoy your weekend. Wherever you are in whatever hemisphere. This has been VM Campos, and I will see you next time.